But there was a time in 2007 when the judge said, I sent you to the custody of the Federal Bureau of Prison for 364 months. I let that marinate. 12 going to 36 3 times automatically. That's 30 years. As a first-time non-violent offender. But God chastised those that he loved. I'm a PK kid. Grew up in a 2-parent home. Mom was a stay-at-home wife. Graduated college with a 3.8. How did I end up in prison? Doing what I want to do when I got ready, good and ready to do it. And God said enough. Set me down. I prayed that prayer. Come on, Lord, get me out of this. I ain't going to do it no more. I ain't gonna do it no more. That prayer that we prayed, but that one wouldn't do it that time. I ended up in Tallahassee on August 2nd of 2007. I felt like a fish out of water. Felt like I had nothing in common with nobody that was there. It took me a while to even get acclimated to prison because I couldn't get with the COs. I couldn't get with the girls around me. I couldn't get with nothing that was there. All I wanted to do was go back home and live my life that I was used to living, flying all over the country, flying out the country, shopping when I got ready, just do what I wanted to do. But God said, no, I've got to sit you down. And I was in that barren land. A barren land. They got so bad one time they cut the trees down, trying to break our spirit. But this little girl couldn't be broken. I knew I was wrong, but I also knew that my Father was going to deliver me. I didn't know when he was going to deliver me, but I knew he would deliver me. I began to get caught up in prison for a while. I fought. I fight with anybody. It didn't make me, never mind. Get into it with the guards. I get into it with anybody. Because I was battling. Yes. God was saying do this, but Shay still wanted to do this over here. I got in prison and did things I wasn't supposed to do. Hustle. Whatever I wanted to do. Tricking the guards to bring me contraband into the prison. I paid you to do this. You know, money talk. To the point they said, oh, she's a staff compromiser. And I had to tell the SIA man one day, people don't compromise people. Money compromise people. Then shipped me to another prison. I got shipped way out to Wasika, Minnesota, 21 hours away from home. Still, I was not getting what God wanted me to get. So out there, I really couldn't get with it. It was very prejudiced. I'm a northerner. I'm not used to people calling me a gal, and I'm just not used to that. So I began to try to maintain clear conduct for 18 months so I could get back on the East Coast. Because, you know, Jacob had that spirit of being a little deceiver. So I said, all I got to do is just maintain for 18 months. I get back over there. Maintained for 18 months, found my way back to Tallahassee. But this time was a little different. I got back there in 2013, and I began to say, if you believe in God to deliver you, you got to start being obedient. You got to start walking out the word that you know that's already deep within your heart. I began to do the things that I knew the right thing to do. I go to the chaplain. I read my word. I get up. I pray. I exercise. I begin to reach out to other women. Taught GED class to help those that, you know, did not have any hope. And no matter what nobody said, they could not make me believe that I wasn't going home. They called me crazy. They'll say this. They'll say that. I didn't care. I say, I'm going home. I'm going home. In about 2015, I woke up one morning. I said, don't call me Angie no more. Call me Free. Because I'm going to be free. Yes. And my idea was, if everybody else is calling me free, then they're in agreement with me when I'm the yes. You know, you got to be a crazy little girl to wake up and I wouldn't even answer the officers if they did not call me free. I keep on walking like they're not talking to me because I didn't care nothing about laying out in the shoe. It was nothing that nobody can threaten me with in that prison because the judge had already threatened me when he gave me that time. And that's what I believe. And if something was wrong, it was not right, I wrote it up. I'm not going to argue with you because I can't beat you. I'm not catching another 5 years for fighting a correctional officer. But what I can do is beat you on paper. You can't beat me with pen. So leave me alone. Let me do my time. I began to write the president every Sunday. I sat in that TV room and I wrote President Barack Obama. I'll go see Shay. I'll be like, Shay, what you think? You think it's going to happen for us? You think it's going to happen for us? She said, we got to keep on fighting. We got to keep on fighting. I go to Pastor Anderson. I need you to pray with these papers. I'm sending these papers to D.C. You'll pray over the papers. And I didn't hear anything. So it's like, wait a minute. Then they came and said I had to go to camp. I'm like, why am I going? I don't want to go to camp. They said all they do is crochet and there's old women there. I don't want to go there. They made me go anyway. Got to camp. I only last 54 days, y'all. Only last 54 days. And they sent me to another camp. And it was there that I began to realize that my purpose was to help other women. Not just with a word of encouragement, but I am book smart. Not a lawyer, but if I read something I can interpret it, then I could do it. So I began to help other girls, and they began to go home because a law First Step Act came out. First Step Act had passed, and then I began to ask God and question God, why am I able to do it for them and not do it for me? But sometimes I want you to know that God allowed you to sit and watch somebody else get the blessing that you help to see how you going to handle it. To see if you're going to be able to say, okay, Lord, I'm happy for her. I'm not jealous. I'm not hurt. So I begin to still do it, and I say, okay, and continue to help the other ones that was there. Then it came that my friend, she had 7 years left on her sentence. And it was COVID during this time, and I was in confinement, and they yelled up to the window and told me she was going home. I was happy for her, but I was hurt. I said, God, you done did it again. 7. I began to say, dude, what's up? You leave me here? What I need to do? Make it plain. I want to go. Because you got to know, if God do something for somebody else, he definitely will do it for you.
Yes.
But it's times when we're thinking we're being obedient, but we're not really being obedient.
Yes.
It's still that one thing, that accursed thing that's keeping you from that blessing that you're looking for God to do for you. So I said, God, make it plain for me. I had not forgave my boyfriend who testified against me. I had not forgave
Jesus.
my cousin who testified against me. I still had an attitude because I felt like my pastor should have came to see me in prison all the time, all the tithes I didn't pay, how I helped build a church. So that unforgiveness was in my heart. Jesus. And it was the thing that was holding me back. So I asked you to check yourself sometime when you expect God to do something.
Come on.
Because one thing he will do, he will give us the desires of our heart.
Yes.
When we're being obedient, we're walking up right in front of him.
Yes.
Well, y'all, on January 13, 2021,
that
girl Free walked out of the prison door. And when I got there, when I got home, people look at it like, oh, she's been able to do so much. Yes, I published that book. That book was wrote in prison when the girl was telling me I was crazy and wasn't going home. The t-shirt line, it was drawn up in prison when I used to say what I'm going to do, what I'm going to be when I get home.
Yes.
Now, the doctorate degree, that was one of God's unexpected blessings. God will add exhilaration to your life.
Come on.
When you're doing what you're supposed to do. So the years that it looked like I lost, I really ain't lost. I stand there, I don't look like I did 14 years. And I asked y'all when I came out, was y'all free, right? Sometimes we can take for granted the thing that we prayed for. As I look around the room, I don't see nobody eating out of a feeding tube. I don't see nobody need assistance with putting their food in their mouth. You got to learn to thank God for the thing that you
Yes.
for the very thing that you're sitting in. I was in the grocery store yesterday, y'all, and I found myself complaining that the Tropicana orange juice had went up to $8.90. I said, oh my God, I cannot believe this orange juice. But then God said, don't you do that.
That's right.
There was a time when you wish you could have got some orange juice when you were sitting in prison.
Okay.
Remember that we are kingdom kids.
Come on.
We're in a different economy. It does not matter. That is God from. I said, okay, God, this your bill. You know I like Tropicana orange juice. You put the bill. That's right. So in the blessing when you receive the very thing that you've already asked for, you walking it out. Try not to complain. Not try. Don't complain. That's right. If God added to the plate, guess what? He's going to take care of the business.
That's right.
I I haven't seen him not do anything that I have not asked him for. Now I'm asking for some bigger things.
Yes, God.
Get ready to, my job is ending because of a law that passed. And at first I said, what am I going to do? I got this house. I got to pay my car payment. Da-da-da-da-da. But then again, I had to remember, girl, if that man delivered you from a 30-year sentence, you think he won't take care of you financially? You ain't going to lose nothing. I'm not going to lose the house, the car, and nothing else. So when you get discouraged, y'all, and you come up against something, you have to look back and remember the thing that he brought you through.
Yes.
If he brought you through one battle, he'll bring you through the next one. There's nothing impossible for our God. There's nothing that he won't do for his kids who love him. Remember the things that he's already done for you so it can build you up on the inside. I tell people all the time, faith is what oxygen is to our brain. You got to have faith. In this life that we're walking and that we're living and we're breathing, you got to hold on to your faith. We're all seeking sin, everything falling apart. Hold on to your faith. Without faith, I couldn't have made it through. It was a time when I was in the SHU for 17 long months. The SHU, y'all, is special housing for those that don't know. It's 12 feet this way and 9 feet this way. But it's a bed in there and it's a toilet in there. And I said, now wait a minute, God, you done regulated me all the way down to this? Jesus. And you locked down 24 hours. It's supposed to be 23 and 1. But the guards don't feel like taking you out to the wreck and walk around like a hamster in the wheel. They don't. I chose to just stay in the room. And that was for 17 months. But in that 17 months, I've never felt closer to God in my life. I wasn't on no psych med. I wasn't on nothing. It was just me and my God. And what I've learned, y'all, he'll do anything for his children.
Yes.
So I want to encourage you today. I want you to stay encouraged, and I want you to know that there's nothing